Hey everybody, today I'm going to be telling you about the Poly Studio. This is an incredible webcam-based system, all-in-one, speaker bar, cameras, mic, and speakers all built into one device. So this is a great resource for distance learning. It's a USB device that plugs right into anything that has a USB port. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I have it plugged right into the front of my interactive panel. So there's a USB port. I plugged it right into there. You can see I have a Zoom call going on. I have my students, or my pretend students, in the call. I also have an interactive panel over here that I might wish to annotate from. So if I'm going to annotate, I could do that, and the camera is actually going to track me around the room wherever I'm going. So that's one feature of the Poly Studio that is so neat. You just see it went to a wide angle view. I heard some noise, and it decided to see who was the most prominent speaker in the classroom, who was the most important, and it figured out that I was speaking, I was presenting, and so it was going to zoom in on me and it was going to follow me. So this is actually called presenter tracking. So as I move around the classroom, as I move around the room, wherever I go, the camera is sitting on a table still, and it's following me. So today, if we were going to do a lesson on addition, I could come over here, I could do 2 + 2. We might be talking about adding with pictures. We could have 2 hearts, plus 2 smiling faces, and we can count those, and my students are seeing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 + 2 = 4. So this is on something that I can't share with my students. This is on a whiteboard or a focus wall, something that I cannot virtually share. But I might have content that I wanted to share with my students that I wanted to annotate on, that I wanted them to see the annotations. Maybe I wanted them to share their screen with me. So I could come over to my interactive panel, and I could share the screen. And the studio is still following me around the classroom. So if I wanted to share my screen, maybe I wanted to talk about a game we were going to play. We're going to do some marble addition, maybe. Marble math. I could share that screen with you guys. I could also click stop share, and let me pause that. I could click stop share, and I could have students actually take control of my screen and they could play that game. Or I could call on a student and say, okay, I see Jay, and I want Jay to share his addition worksheet with us. So let's see, Jay, if you wanted to share your screen, and he could use his annotation tools and whatever meeting platform he's using. I'm seeing his content. The students at home are also seeing me. As I'm walking around the classroom, I may need to come over and reference something we did as a class. But I might also want to see what his work is doing in a clear and concise way. So you can see he's using his annotation tools. He's doing a great job at this addition worksheet. I could say, great job, Jay, you can stop sharing. And when he stops sharing, it's just going to go back to the video platform. But the studio USB camera is going to continue to follow me wherever I am. The cool thing is, if Jay or Tasha was not physically in the classroom, but they had a question to ask, this studio USB has built-in speakers. So if they were going to participate in the call, I could actually hear them loudly through the speakers in the device, not having to rely on a laptop alone to let their question be heard to me. So one really cool feature of the Studio USB is that it can plug right into whatever content your teachers are already used to using. And it also can be used across all video platforms, Google Meets, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, WebEx, whatever platform you're using and that your teachers are already familiar with is what they can continue to use. They also have the freedom to move around their classroom wherever they want to go, and that Poly Studio is just going to hop to them. You'll notice that I moved to a different location. It wanted to make sure that what was going on over there was not important anymore before it zoomed to me, but now that it knows, it's back to following me seamlessly throughout the classroom. So I could go grab a manipulative if I needed to. I could go grab something to show my students a visual of what the content is that we're talking about to really drive that content home. Another thing that the Poly Studio USB has that just really sets it apart from other products is that it has something called an acoustic fence. So you can actually go in and you can set an invisible barrier to either narrow, medium, or wide. And any noise that's actually outside of that invisible barrier is not going to be heard. So as I walk around, you guys can hear me wherever I go. But there's a certain point, and I have mine set to narrow right now, that if I continue to talk and walk, you're not going to hear me anymore. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate that for you. I'll clap, and once I go outside of the invisible barrier, that acoustic fence, you're not going to hear my claps anymore. the camera's probably going to go to a wider angle view because it's going to try to figure out where is noise coming from? Is there someone I need to be zooming in on? And a lot of times you might have students who are eating snack in the background, you might be doing small groups, and you don't want that to be heard to your virtual students at home. So let me try to demonstrate this for you. So I'm going to clap and talk. And as I clap and talk, you're probably going to stop. And then as I play, it's a wider angle view. It was trying to find me, and now here I am again, and you can hear me. Really neat about the acoustic bench, you'll see it's back to follow me because it realizes that I am the presenter. One other thing that it does, it has a automatic noise blocking. So if there's a sound in the classroom, if there's a distracting noise that you don't necessarily want picked up in your web call, then it's going to automatically block that out. So for example, it knows that I'm the speaker, it's following me, it knows that I'm the teacher, what I'm saying is important. So anything that I'm doing, it's going to pick up that noise. But if I stop talking, it's going to drown out any other noise because it doesn't want the user on the far end to hear that. So for example, I have my water bottle. This could be rustling papers. It could be students who are flipping through pages in a book. It could be students who are in a small group or eating snack. And as long as I'm talking, you're going to hear the rustling of the water bottle. Because when I'm talking, it thinks that this is important. But if I stop talking because I'm the presenter, then you're not going to be able to hear it anymore. And then when I start talking again, you can hear that taking place again. And that's just all in the device. It's super, super neat. Another thing I want to point out is there's nothing that I have to wear. There's nothing that I have to do differently to make this device work. So I just simply plug it in and I walk around the classroom like I always would. I can come over here. I can annotate. Again, it's trying to make sure that the participants on that screen are not important. It's back to me. It knows that what I'm doing over here is important. We could be doing 3 + 1. And we could do another addition problem. Maybe we're going to do dots this time. We wanted to count them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could do that. And then I could come back over here and I could address the students who are learning from home. Or I could have them, again, share their screen. Now, it's a little bit hard for you guys to see what a student at home would be seeing. So I'm going to put some pictures in the video as well to show what they're seeing as I'm sharing content, but also as they are sharing content back with me and the students who are in the classroom. So just a brief rundown of the Poly Studio. We are super excited about this product and how universal it is with all school districts and just can really be tailored to what your district needs and what you guys are already doing. As far as sharing content from something as simple as a laptop even to a panel. So we would love to help you find a product that fits your needs. We feel like the Studio USB is one of those. So give a shout out to your rep and we look forward to working with you. Thanks, guys.